Caffeine King. Michael Scigliano is the author of Good News About Caffeine and Nutrition, and he's going to tell us about a product called Uptime. And Michael, one thing that I learned from reading your book is that caffeine is the #1 consumed drug in the world. That's just unbelievable. Everybody loves it, don't they?
Yeah, especially in America. The average person in America consumes about 200 milligrams of caffeine a day. It's very, very much a part of the American society. And coffee is probably the #1 factor in reference to the amount of caffeine we do get.
And why? The question is it addictive? Is it just that we're all addicted to it?
I think addictive is too strong of a word. I think the benefits of the caffeine should have been looked at a long time ago. And it's unfortunate when they first did this, they did the beginning studies that what they did was, like the mice, for example, they gave 2,000 milligrams of pure caffeine a day. For you and I to ingest 2,000 milligrams of caffeine a day, let alone pure, we have to drink about 200 gallons of coffee.
Oh.
So, if you caught cancer, you should have caught more than that.
Yeah. But aren't you saying caffeine is good for you?
Oh, most definitely. The older you get, the slower you get. After the age of 29, you lose about 0.5 to 1% metabolism per year. So as we age, we begin to slow, and as we slow, we retain, especially the people who consume a lot of proteins and so forth. And what that does over a period of time, it builds up in the system. And caffeine has been known to attack carbohydrates and fat before muscle tissue. So if you use caffeine to your benefit, you can help rid the body of a lot of toxins that are laying there. It's a way to help the system function better, move quicker, and by driving the blood and warming the circulation, help rid the body of toxins. And the mental alertness and clarity is also the benefit.
But how come I've always heard that, too much caffeine's bad for you? You shouldn't be drinking all that pop or all that coffee.
Well, see, that's the difference. See, the product that we developed was called Uptime. And the reason Uptime became so controversial in the beginning because we were the first guys in the country to make a food supplement. I was watching the Jetsons one day while we were developing the product, and I saw the little robot roll out with a tray, and George came by and grabbed them 3 tablets, and off he went. He says, "Thank you for my energy, my nutrition, and my vitamins for the day," and off he went. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Food in a tablet form, and it's going to become a future thing anyway, so why don't we start really checking into this? And what I found out was that things like wheatgrass, spirulina, ginseng, bee pollen, things that were natural foods contained all your vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and enzymes, but most importantly, they contain B vitamins. Okay?
Yeah.
And what we deplete by drinking soda pops and coffees and so forth is your B's and your C's. These are water solubles. So if you drink too much of anything that has negative effects, that depletes the system of certain nutrition, what you get from it is jitters, the shakes, irritability, and so forth. But by taking a product like, the only place you store vitamin C in the body is in the adrenal glands. Okay, and by drinking coffee or soda pop, you deplete the vitamin C. By taking a product like Uptime, when the caffeine hits the adrenal glands, the first component of Uptime is vitamin C. So you replace what the caffeine depletes, especially the B vitamin part, so what you get is a mental alertness and focus you're looking for.
So you're saying that if we drink a lot of coffee or pop with caffeine and we get jittery, it's not necessarily because of the caffeine, it's because of what it depletes from our body, and you're replacing that in these little caplets that you have.
Right, and if you're going to drink coffee, there's nothing wrong with coffee. Enjoy your coffee. The most important thing in coffee, because I was a kid, my mom always used to do it with a percolator, and there's a few things you should know about coffee. Number 1, you should use filtered water. Number 2, you should use a brown filter instead of a white filter because of the bleaches and so forth that's in the filters. Number 3, you should always drink a mountain-grown coffee because the higher the coffee, the less pesticides and so forth that are used. In fact, over 3,500 feet, they don't even spray the beans anymore. So Juan Valdez really is your friend. So look for mountain-grown coffee, filtered water, and an excellent filter, and you can enjoy your coffee to the max.
Well, we've got this product called Uptime, and we've got a bunch of samples that Michael Scigliano has sent to us. And what we just want you to do is we want to get 6 or 7 people to call in and tell us, what's your favorite caffeine? What is it that you like? You can just give us a simple 1-sentence answer. I'm going to go down my phone lines fast, and then we're going to ask our guest, Michael Scigliano, what he thinks about these. And we're going to give all these folks a nice 2-week supply of Uptime. Mark, what kind of thing do you like for caffeine?
Definitely chocolate.
You're a chocolate guy.
Yes.
Nummy, nummy. I'm going to have some for lunch today as soon as I get off work.
So am I.
Yep, thanks a lot for calling. John from Urbandale. John, what are you hooked on?
Yes, my favorite caffeine is Cherry Coke.
Well, that sounds good. My wife loves that, too. Thanks, John. John from Des Moines. What are you hooked on, John?
Yes, Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah, that's got a lot of caffeine in it. Do you have that for breakfast, John?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, naughty boy. Thanks for calling. And Dawn from Marshalltown. What are you hooked on, Dawn?
Diet Coke.
You love Diet Coke. You have that for breakfast, too?
A couple.
Yeah, how did I know that? Okay. Sherry, what are you hooked on, Sherry?
I drink iced tea or hot tea.
I think that's good for you, isn't it?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll find out in just a minute here. Well, thanks for calling in. And Rita, you're on WHO. Rita, what do you like for caffeine?
Coffee, coffee, coffee.
Okay, you got to have that every day, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. We'll get you some of that. And Michael, you heard those different caffeine addicts. What do you think about what they like?
Well, if you start with the chocolates on up, the chocolates are the least amount of caffeine in it.
They're the
But as you
least.
get up to the
Okay.
Mountain Dew, the guy with the Mountain Dew is consuming the most amount of caffeine. But what you also got to realize, if he's drinking that Mountain Dew breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the depletion of that nutrition is enhanced as it gets longer into the day, especially the B vitamins and the water solubles. So if he's going to drink Mountain Dew, there's nothing wrong with that, but replace what these different items are taken away from the system.
Okay.
And that's find a vitamin with B vitamins and so forth.
So if you're just
Replace.
drinking the caffeine straight through coffee or Mountain Dew, you are depleting the body of something. And you're saying your Uptime product can actually come back and replace what's being depleted.
Well, the biggest portion of the Uptime is the B's and the C's, with a
Yeah.
small amount of caffeine to help balance it.
Plus you have ginseng and some other things in there, don't you?
Yeah, wheatgrass, which is chlorophyll, helps clean the intestinal tract and so forth. So it's a good way to balance the system.
Now, finally, Michael, you have a lot of endorsements from athletes and Hollywood actors. Why have they kind of jumped on your bandwagon here?
We became very popular in the baseball scare because these guys who lived across the street from my office came in. They were being investigated for cocaine use. They wanted to know if they could take this product if it was safe and effective and legal and pass a drug testing. I said certainly, but by replacing the nutrition with a small amount of caffeine, you can get that focus you're looking for, that mental alertness and clarity. So they started using the Uptime and became sort of like a enjoy and share type thing, like the back of the packet says. One guy gave it to another guy. Before you know
Yeah.
it's become a big thing in the sports industry.
So this isn't a drug, it's a food supplement.
Food supplement, yeah, high in B vitamins and so forth.
Is it okay for kids?
We have a lot of parents who give it to their kids, like maybe 9 years old and up, who are doing swimming meets and that type of thing. But again, we can't tell you how much it takes because of the FDA rules and regulations. All
Right.
we can do is suggest. I weigh 170. I take one tablet. I got a secretary weighs 100. She takes
Okay.
3 tablets. So you have to take 2 at a time. If it's not enough, take 3. If it's too much, take 1. You just have to balance yourself out.
Yeah, Michael Scigliano, thanks for being with us.